In a recent interview with The Economist, General Zaluzhny, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine, discussed the challenges faced by Ukrainian forces which have ultimately resulted in a stalemate with Russia. He emphasized that many of these issues are linked to artillery, highlighting that the Russian military presently holds a tactical advantage in that field. The Russians achieved this advantage by fielding new technologies that allow them to precisely hit Ukrainian targets while also limiting the effectiveness of Ukrainian artillery. He stressed the need for Ukraine to develop and deploy their own advanced technologies to regain the upper hand in the war. Artillery, historically termed the «king of battle» by Napoleon, remains the fundamental component within both Russian and Ukrainian military units, a legacy of Soviet doctrine. Indeed, this doctrine assigns the task of destroying enemy forces to the artillery. Meanwhile, the infantry and armor units protect the artillery units and shape the battlefield to allow the artillery to more easily engage targets. Tied in with the artillery are counter-battery units, which identify the origin of an incoming round, which the artillery can then target, hence destroying the enemy's artillery assets. Further, modern artillery now includes precision rounds that correct their flight paths to strike a target and loitering munitions, commonly referred to as kamikaze drones. The conflict between Ukraine and Russia has witnessed the introduction of numerous new technologies, and many of these systems directly impacted artillery operations. General Zaluzhny identified several Russian advancements as a source of problems for Ukrainian forces. Specifically, the Russians have found success with their Lancet loitering munition. These highly accurate and compact drones are difficult to detect and operate on an unpredictable flight path, hampering Ukrainian counter-battery efforts. Additionally, the Russian Pol-21 electronic warfare system jams the GPS signals necessary for the Excalibur rounds fired by the Ukrainians. This results in the rounds veering off their intended course and not striking their target. Ukraine has already begun adjusting its artillery tactics to incorporate technologies comparable to those used by Russian forces. For instance, Ukraine has been using loitering munitions against the Russians, including American Switchblades and Polish Warmates, both of which have capabilities comparable to the Russian Lancets. Additionally, Ukraine has received a number of electronic warfare systems in foreign aid packages, which would likely include GPS spoofing and signal jamming, which would disrupt Russian drones and precision rounds. Nevertheless, there exists an ongoing technological evolution on both sides, with the Russians likely already developing countermeasures against the electronic warfare systems and loitering munitions used by Ukraine.